You tryna come for me, I keep on flourishing. Yeah. And he see the universe when I'm the company. It's you love it how I move you love it how I touch you, my one. When all is said and done, you.
There's a difference between being famous and being unforgettable. In this series, I dive into the emotional architecture of music and the artists behind it, while highlighting the pros and cons of entertainment. Hi, I'm Jazzy, and welcome to The Girly Critic. Here, we talk about the artist and their aesthetic and what makes them iconic and forever memorable. The way you talk about a person you love or once loved, with sincerity and honesty and musical insight with a girly take on it. Not everything is perfect, but everything meant something. The moments artists were professionally performing and truly just wanting people to feel their music and passion in it. The eras that didn't just soundtrack a time, but shaped the way we now understand pop culture and how important music is, and why we connect with music and the artist's artistry in the first place. Because music doesn't exist in a box, and it's about intention, vulnerability, restraint, and risk. About why certain albums and songs and allure of certain artists keep pulling us back years later, and why others disappear the moment the trend moves on. We're studying culture and we're studying longevity. So get comfortable, relax, and let the music meet you where you actually are. Something is off, and if you feel it too, you're not crazy. Why do so many new entertainment girlies trend hard and then disappear? Why do they arrive fully branded but somehow unfinished? Why does it feel like they're chasing legend status before their artistry is even cemented and fully developed? This is about standards, musical intention, and longevity. Because when you look at artists like Whitney Houston, Michael Jackson, and Prince, you immediately notice something. They didn't chase attention, attention chased them. And today, I want to talk about why that shift matters. One of the biggest problems is that artists are becoming famous before they are formed. Back then, development happened in private. Years of vocal training, touring, failing, refining, being corrected, being humble, being coached, and being molded. Now, development happens in public. We are watching artists learn in real time. And learning is awkward, and it's inconsistent, and it's messy. And labels used to invest in long-term artist growth. Now they invest in viral spikes, and if you trend, you're pushed. But if you stall, you're replaced. That creates a culture where being visible is more important than being excellent, and excellence takes time. You cannot shortcut vocal control, stage presence, and emotional depth. Those things are built brick by brick. Legends were not rushed, they were refined. Let's talk about presence. There was a time when you knew who someone was before they even opened their mouth. You could recognize Michael Jackson's silhouette, Whitney's stance, and Prince's walk. Their energy entered a room before the sound did. That kind of presence isn't branding, it's embodiment. Today, many artists are hyper visible but energetically hollow. They post constantly, they explain everything, they live stream their emotions, and there's just nothing left, no mystery at all. And mystery is oxygen for icons. When everything is accessible, nothing feels sacred. Icons understood restraint, they didn't overshare, they didn't comment on everything, and they let their artistry speak loudly enough for itself. Now artists want to be seen and heard everywhere at once. But presence is not about being everywhere, it's about being unforgettable somewhere. Here's another uncomfortable truth. Record labels are pushing safer acts such as Sabrina Carpenter and Tyla and Ice Spice and Lotto. Not necessarily the most talented, not the most original, and not the most disciplined, but the most manageable. True originals are risky. They challenge systems, they require patience, and they demand budgets, but they grow slowly. Basic acts are easier to market. You can plug them into trends, dress them in a familiar aesthetic, give them algorithm-friendly hooks, and push them for a season. If it works, great. If it doesn't, they just swap them out. And unfortunately, they all fall in that. That system does not create legends, it creates cycles. And audiences feel the indifference. Even subconsciously, we know when something is engineered instead of inevitable. One thing we don't talk about enough is technical musicality. vocal control, breath management, dynamic variation, live stamina, stage pacing, and catalog depth. When you study the greats, their skill set was layered. They can reinterpret their own songs live, they could command silence, they understood musical tension and release. Now, a lot of modern performances relies heavily on production support, which is fine for a time because technology evolves. Technology technically evolves. But when production carries more weight than a performer, longevity weakens. This part is delicate. Confidence is beautiful. When you are sure about yourself, it definitely shows. But there's a difference between earned confidence and defensive arrogance. When an artist hasn't fully mastered their musical capabilities as well as their whole entire artistry, they pretty much create, I would say, this untouchable versus tension in a mix of all that. And the audience can actually sense insecurity beneath the bravado. The veterans had confidence on paper, yes, but they also had reverence for their music and as well as their capabilities. They respected the lineage and they didn't demand legend status. They literally grew into it. Now, some artists want to be called iconic by album 2. They want to be deemed the greatest before they survived a single era shift. Longevity requires humility, not weakness, but humility, and that's what a lot of artists lack. You have to stay teachable to stay relevant, and they all have this know-it-all type of attitude, which really makes it very hard to want to digest who they are as a person musically when they go on and perform in front of us, quote unquote, each and every single time, when really all we just hear is just for the art, not for you, what's going on with you personally. Here's why people get bored fast. We've seen everything. When artists overshare their entire personality before album 1, there's nothing left to discover. When the branding is louder than the music has no mystery to carry on with it. Also, and this is hard to say, some of the talent just isn't that deep. Good is not enough in a saturated market, let alone oversaturated market. To last, you need technical skill, emotional intelligence, visual clarity, work ethic, adaptability, and genuine artistic hunger. Without that combination, the hype fades. And when hype fades, only substance survives. What we miss isn't just nostalgia. We miss anticipation, discipline, and we miss artists who work quietly before demanding attention. And we miss grace. And we miss watching someone grow into greatness instead of branding themselves as great. Icons didn't rush immortality. They built something sturdy enough to outlive them. And maybe, just maybe, the next legend isn't the loudest girl in the room. Maybe she's somewhere right now, rehearsing when nobody's watching, and when she finally steps out, we don't need to be told she's iconic. We'll just know once she shows up. If you enjoyed this deep dive, take your time here. You can like the video and subscribe if you want more thoughtful, emotionally grounded music conversations. And let me know in the comments what album you keep returning to, even when you don't fully understand why. There's always another story hiding in the sound. Well, that's all, folks. Have a happy rest of your day. Bye!